Shalom, good morning, good afternoon. It is 12:30. Blessings to everyone, and thank you for watching this video. And I wanted to do this earlier so I'd have more time to do my own teaching, which I believe it's finally ready, but for some reason I got sidetracked into doing something, so I don't have enough time because I will be going to sleep here in about 2 or 3 hours, hopefully. So, this lesson is the devil will flee from you, which I'm sure you can't see that. I'm sorry. And for those of you who did not watch the others, this is from the Believer's Authority, What You Did Not Learn in Church by Andrew Womack. And yes, as you can see, I have been through this book and putting it in my backpack to bring to work. It has done some damage, but it's still all good. I will keep reading this, and each time it's like something new comes out. So that's how it is when you read something. Always read it again and again, because the Ruach HaKodesh will always bring something else to you. And that being said, there's I think it's kind of short lesson today, but there's a lot of stuff in here, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I'll probably want to go over in a different way. We'll see how the Ruach HaKodesh leads us, and that being said, let's go ahead and pray. See, I still have my glasses on my head. That being said, let's go ahead and pray, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. Whew. First, I've had a long, hard, well, not really a hard day, but it's one of them long days. Before we pray, last night, I started fasting. I took a long bath, a shower. I anointed myself with oil. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this to try to make a point. After I did, I felt really wonderful, really good. And then all of a sudden, my lower back started hurting me really, really bad, and my legs felt like they were going numb from the pain, even though they were not. It was very weird and really painful. And I lay down, I got my heating pad, and I'm like, you know what? I need sleep. And instead of praying about it and rebuking it, I dealt with it. And I dealt with it because I knew it was a spiritual attack, because I started fasting. So I knew that the attacks would be coming strong. So I dealt with it, which is wrong. It's wrong. When things happen, don't deal with it. Don't say, well, this is just a spiritual attack and blah, 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 blah. That's what I did. But don't do it. You don't have to put up with pain. You don't have to put up with it. And then, of course, since I did not stop it last night, I did not walk in my faith. I did not rebuke it. I just dealt with it. So I slept. I woke up so tired. So tired. But then I got up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I got to work and I'm like, okay, I'm fasting. Then all of a sudden my stomach starts grumbling really bad and saying I'm hungry. And I don't get like that. I get hungry when I wake up. And this was like a forceful, hungry, and I'm like, I know I did not starve myself like for a whole month, but it was really bad, and I'm like, whatever, and I brushed it off. I'm like, I know this is an attack, I'm gonna get through it, and blah blah blah, but I didn't put my foot down. I didn't say, enough's enough, go away, Satan. And so throughout the day, I really got depressed. I got depressed about money, mostly. And there was another situation, but I really wasn't worried about it. Um, but it was in my mind. So I know that played a part of it too. But it wasn't as bad as being depressed about money. I got my electric bill, and I'm like, I'm the only one paying these bills. I need help, and if I don't get help, I need more money. Because spending, your hard-earned money on bills, you don't have money for other things. And I recently partnered up with a ministry in Pakistan, um, and we are helping the children in the brick fields, where they're basically still slaves. Their parents or their grandparents borrow money, and they are not capable of paying it back. So the people just take them in and make them work. They force them to work to pay off their debts. And if they don't get them paid off, they put their children to work. So they have all families, working, making these bricks and building, and it's very, very sad. So that's one of the projects we are working on. We're trying to get the children at least going to school a little bit during the day. We want to get them a room to where they could be taught. There's some that's like 13, 14, 15 years old that's never been to school. They don't know how to read and write. They don't know anything. All they know is how to make bricks. So we are trying to work together to at least first get that started. Once we start that, and then teach them, the school things, then we want to try to work to pay off the fines and the debts, to get the children free, to get their families free and reunited. And then after we get them freed, then we will have to go into helping them all get houses, somewhere to live and food, which they need food and clothing and things like that now. But we need to work to get them out. We need to work to get them houses, somewhere to sleep, somewhere to stay once they get freed from the brickyards. And it's just awful what they're going through. And over there, it gets up to like 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And just imagine working all day in the heat and working all day in the heat over there when it's 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Even little kids, little babies, as soon as they learn how to walk, they're over there, doing what they can. They're being taught as infants, as little babies. And I have he just turned 1 year old, last week, I think. But he just turned 1 year old, and he crawls everywhere. And it breaks my heart, because that could be him. My little nephew. As soon as he starts crawling, they're teaching him, don't do this, you're going to be doing this when you're older. And as soon as he starts walking, and, then they'll be putting him in more and more. And it breaks my heart, because a lot of times it starts when they're that little. And my niece and nephew, 4 and 5, they could be over there. My son, 14, he could be over there. So it's very heartbreaking. And when we see things like that, a lot of people's like, well, that don't have nothing to do with me. That don't have nothing to do with here, you know. And I just want to walk up and slap them people. You know, just imagine if that was your niece, your nephew, your children, your brothers and sisters, your uncles, your grandparents, you know. What if that was your family that has been taken in and forced to do this like slaves? It's very heartbreaking. So I have all these thoughts in my mind, and plus I want to go over there to like establish the communication over there and the whole um partnership thing. And someone told me I need to get the ministry legal here to be able to do it legally there. So it all costs money, and money I really don't have no idea where it's coming from. And all of a sudden it broke my heart. I don't have money. And my son in Africa messaged me. He's like, Mom, I don't have money. I don't have food. For 3 days, I have had nothing. No food. Nothing. And then he's just now letting me know. And he hates not being able to work to do for himself. And so I'm like, all these things are going through my head. And I have another reason to go to Pakistan, but I can't say that now. You knows. But I can't say any more about that right now. But I have all these things that need to be done in a personal matter that needs to be resolved. And of course, if I did that here in the United States, it would cost a lot of money because I would have to pay for an international lawyer. And if the person in India would do it over there, then it would be so much cheaper. But I can't get into that. Needless to say, it all costs money, and everything that I need to do, that I want to do, that's in my heart to do, it like builds up, you know. And on top of everything else, me going over to Pakistan, you know, that would be the plane ticket alone is what, $2,500. So it all so much money. So with all this hitting me today, of course, I dealt with it. I got really sad and really depressed, and still I'm emotional about it. Um, but instead of turning it around and saying, no, I have faith. This Yahuwah has put in my heart. I know He will take care of it, and He will provide everything that I need. Plus, when I go over to Pakistan, I need to leave support here behind at home to pay the bills and things like that, because I'm the only one paying the bills. So instead of turning it around, I let myself get depressed over it. And I'm like, this is just another attack. But instead, I just dealt with it. I'm like, this is another attack. I'm just going to deal with it and be depressed. And that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stand on the word and turn it around and say, no, no, no. This is not going to happen. I am not depressed. I'm not cursed. I am not poor. I am blessed. We have to turn all the negativity around and say, I am blessed. I'm no longer cursed. I am no longer this person. I am a new creation. A new creation. I am blessed, 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 blessed. And all that being said, it really started, we got to stand up to Satan. We can't just say, well, I know this is, I started my fast and, I know this would happen and, oh, I know it's going to be okay. No. We cannot be like that. We cannot be timid when it comes to evil. We cannot be timid when it comes to Satan attacking us. When we go and talk to other people and witness, and they see that we are burdened down, we are poor, can't barely manage to feed ourselves, we can't take care of our family barely, we are weak all the time, we are hurting all the time, sad all the time. People see that and they're like, well, why would we want to listen to you? Why would we want to go with your deity when you're always, walking around like this? We want a powerful person to be on our side. We want the most powerful being there is. That's why people go for the other deities, the spirits. Satan is strong. His spirits are strong. And people see things happening and they want to go to that. They want to go where the power is. And if we are not showing the power within us, what do you think they will do? When you see people being healed and, walking around happy all the time, walking around blessed, always blessed. And then we are walking around this way and, like we're cursed, like we don't have anything. Where would you want to go? So that being said, let's go ahead and say our prayer, and we'll go ahead and get into our teaching. And then this teaching came at the right time with everything that has happened, last night and today, and it's really powerful. And reading it and studying it today, which I didn't get to do before, and it really upsets me, but I read it today and studied it, and I'm like, wow, if I would have just turned it around and done this, then things would be different, and it was actually a wake-up call and a blessing at the same time, because this lesson really did come at the right time, and I'm hoping and praying that one of you, whoever you listens to listen to this teaching, needs it just as much as I did today. Because I know each one has our weekdays, but we have to learn to overcome it quickly and put power and emphasis on stepping on Satan's head, saying, you no longer have power over me. Get away from me. So let's go ahead and pray. And I hope that you get what I did out of this lesson. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for everything that you have done for us, Father. We thank you for this beautiful, wonderful day. And even though I got depressed and did things backwards. My night at work was pretty nice. It really was. And I thank you for it. And I thank you for being there. And when we fail or kind of just stand there, I thank you for giving that nudge and picking us up to try it again. And help us, Father, with this lesson. It's in the Royal Kadesh to open it up for us so we know exactly what you are trying to tell us. And I know I may get something else out of this and someone else may get something else out of it. It depends on what we need at the time. And then if I do this again, we'll get something else. That's how it works. And I thank you for it, Father. And Father, I bless you with everything I have. And Father, we thank you. And I want to say so much, but I'll save it for the closing prayer. And Father, we do need your touch. Touch us during this lesson and help me be able to teach instead of just read a book. I want to be able to teach, and even my own lessons. I type out my lessons and read it, even though Dora Kokodesh gives it to me. I want to do so much more because you have placed it in my heart. And I thank you for that. And I praise you and worship your most blessed name. And I pray in the name of Emmanuel, your son. Okay. You can see that oil, but it's all good. Okay, the lesson today is lesson 17. The devil will flee from you. Submit yourselves therefore to Yahuwah. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. James 4:7. Yahuwah gave power and authority to Emmanuel. And Emmanuel has given us power and authority over the devil, which we had the power all along. So I think this is the wrong, I think it's an incorrect wording here. That the power was always here in us, but Emmanuel brought it out to us and opened us up from what they used to know and used to do way back when. And throughout the years, Satan has suppressed it and removed it from the history books and teachings. So we did not know that we had the power. We did not know that he was supposed to live inside of us. So the power and authority was here, but Yahuwah brought it back to our memories to say, hey, you have this power in you. Let's see. Then he called his 12 disciples and gave them power and authority over all devils and to cure diseases. Luke 9:1. Emmanuel gave us power and authority over all devils, and all means all. There are no demons excluded from this. I meet people constantly who say, well, the devil is doing this to me, and the devil is doing that. If you know that the devil is your problem, then you can solve that problem by believing Yahuwah's word and exercising your authority. Instead of going around saying, "Oh, Yahuwah, oh, Emmanuel, please get the devil off my back. Oh, Emmanuel, the devil is trying to cause me to do this." You are not going to get freed from Satan's harassment by praying and asking Yahuwah or Emmanuel to remove the devil. That power and authority has been given to you and me. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. James 4:7. We need to remember that. Resist the devil. This does not say that he will flee from Yahuwah. This does not say he will flee from anything else. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. He will flee from you. It is Yahuwah's power, but that power is in you. Yahuwah himself is not going to come down and make the devil flee from you. You have to resist the devil. Resist means to actively fight. To actively fight against. So let me repeat this. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Resist. Actively fight against the devil and he will flee from you. Resistance is active. You have to stir yourself up and get mad. The godly use of anger is to be mad at the devil. Mad at sickness, mad at disease, mad at poverty, poorness. You have to stir yourself up. You have to be mad about it. You have to get mad. You cannot just tolerate it. As long as you can tolerate something, you will. Even though, no, he will attack you and break your heart so bad, and you'll be crawling, just crying so deeply and wailing and just laid out like you're dying. Because Satan wants you, he wants you to die. He wants to keep stabbing you and stabbing you and stabbing you until you die. And we have to say, enough is enough. We are not going to hurt no more. We are not going to go through this anymore. When you get to the place where you said, "I have had it. Enough is enough. This is it." And you rise up with godly anger and faith to exercise your authority, a positive spiritual dynamic is released. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you put your foot down and resist the devil, fight the devil, he flees from you. At heart, Satan is a coward. He really is. He's just a bully, intimidating, yelling, and threatening. Even though he says all these things, the truth is he is a coward. If you have ever been around a bully or bullied, you will know that they are always trying to take advantage of other people by manipulating and controlling them. As a boy, I learned that if you stand up to a bully, they will respect you and leave you alone. You might lose a battle and get beat up, but you'll only fight once. After that, they will respect you and leave you alone. At heart, a bully does not really want to fight. They just want to intimidate and control. If they realize that you are going to stand up and fight every time they try to do something to you, they will back down. If they win the fight, they don't want to put forth that much effort. That's the way Satan is. When you get angry and resist the devil, he's just like a bully. The moment he knows it's going to cost him something, that you're going to stand toe to toe in the name of Emmanuel and go at him, Satan will flee from you. But you must resist. You must fight. You must get angry and say, "This is it." Saying, "Dear devil, please leave me alone," is not resisting. My friends and I were ministering deliverance once to a woman who had sold her soul to the devil. Satan had led her to actually drink other people's urine, pee, among other things, and establishing those demonic pacts. We instructed her that she needed to address the devil and take back the place that she had given to him. We told her she needed to do this by speaking directly to Satan and renouncing him. So we knelt around a coffee table and started praying. Then we said, "Now speak to the devil." This woman said, "Dear devil." We had to stop her right there and say, "Whoa, wait a minute. This is not resisting the devil. You don't resist the devil by saying, 'Dear devil, please leave me alone.' You must resist. You must fight the devil. Emmanuel gave you power and authority, and you have to activate it by stirring yourself up, by becoming violently resolved, and just putting your spiritual foot down by saying, 'Satan, get out of my life.'" You might be thinking, "But Andrew, I'm just not that assertive type." Well then, suffer. That's the way it works. We have to be assertive to Satan. We have to be mad. We have to say, "Enough, Satan. Enough. I'm done with sickness. I'm done with being poor. I'm done with not being able to do anything with my family. I'm done." Excuse me. Emmanuel is not going to rebuke the devil for you. You have to stand up and resist him. You have to fight him always. And if you resist the devil, he will flee from you. Emmanuel gave you this authority, and you cannot beg him to do what he has told you to do. It will not work. One time, Emmanuel appeared to Kenneth Hagin, and was giving him instructions, which I believe it was an angel. But who knows? It could have been the Messiah. But that's not for me to say. As Emmanuel was speaking, this little devil started running, jumping, and yelling between them. So I think, if I remember correctly, they were on this stage or somewhere. Needless to say, it was like Kenneth